What's up, everybody? Welcome to another weekend show of the Resellerfam Live. We're going to do Q&A today and just go over how our week is going. If you guys would like to join, I'll put the link in the chat, and you guys can go ahead and hop in and share what's going on in the new year, 2018. Why don't we first introduce ourselves? My name is Chris. I'm 10K on the Bay. If you're new to our channel, why don't we go with Noelle? Why don't you introduce yourself? How's everything?
I'm Noelle. I'm one half of the Lister Sisters on Instagram.
Dave, what's going on?
Hey, hello. I am Dave, one half of the Destroy family on Instagram.
Awesome. And Gwen?
I'm Gwen from Sam Loves Susie on Instagram, and I guess I'm technically half, but my boyfriend doesn't really participate in the social part.
All good. All good. So who wants to start with how their week is going?
I can start us off. So far, my week's been pretty good. It's kind of, I wasn't listing consistently for the past week, just because I was focusing on finishing up my end of year inventory and getting everything kind of wrapped up for taxes. Starting to get wrapped up for taxes. But the inventory part took me forever. So listing kind of went to the side, but I'm building it back up now that I've started listing again consistently.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely with the holiday break, you can go into kind of a lull. Dave, how are you guys doing in 2018?
We're doing good. We have been a little slow on listing this past week, but one of our goals for 2018 was to branch out more into hard goods and still do the clothing, but just kind of get into other categories to try to amp up sales. And so far, it's doing us well, kind of being selective with what we buy, but we've been able to find some decent things for us that sold fairly quickly. The other day we posted, we got this, it's a sling catcher. It's like a accessory for a sling box. I had it up for half a day and sold for $100, paid $6. So we like that turnaround, but overall it's been good. We're working on that. We're also trying to branch more on YouTube as well. New video coming tomorrow under the Destroy family.
Awesome.
But going well.
I'll link your channel in the description below after this call.
Thank you.
That is awesome. I'm definitely a huge fan of personal branding. Noelle, how's your week so far? How's your year so far?
Yeah, it's going good. My kids were out of school until January 8th, which I felt like was an awfully long time for them to be on break. Then they got back in school and we had some snow days, and now it's Martin Luther King Day. So I haven't been listing as much as I was hoping to start the year off with a bang. But I'm excited because I feel like right now is a good time to purchase inventory. There's so many sales going on. TJ Maxx is on their yellow tag sale. And there's consignment stores and thrift stores on this weekend that do really good sales. So I'm stocking up now when the buy-in's good so that I'll have a bunch of stuff to list once my kids are actually in school for a full week. So I'm excited about that.
Awesome. For me, my Q4 2018 prep starts now. So I just basically doubled the amount of space that I had for eBay. I was at 600 square feet that I was using. Now it's 1,300 square feet. So everything is organized, ready to go. I can now park my car in the garage again, which is great. Super organized, and I'm super excited to meet new people. And I just think it's a really good opportunity right now to do some reflecting, because from what I have seen from Q4, it is super busy, even for used stuff. So I just want to prepare, get stuff prompted and move that direction and just really kill it this year. And I'm super excited for everyone. If you guys are in the chat and you want to join, you can hit that Zoom link and you'll hop in here. Please make sure to have headphones, and pajamas or higher is the dress code. Well, Gwen, do you want to share you had some ideas on your daily tracking and then maybe your spreadsheet?
Yeah, so because of the mess that I'm not in that big of a mess, because I did kind of prepare, but I know that the first year of reselling is really hard because most people are either I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just making money, woo, money's coming in, but I'm not saving it. I'm not preparing for taxes. I'm just doing, listing and shipping and selling and not even focusing on that. But if you wait, then you have a lot more work at the end of the year to do. So these are a couple tips I found from some people on Instagram and from our CPA for our Resellerfam live event, Mark II, Not Your Dad's CPA. So I got these from him and also from Hey Darling Hustle on Instagram. So she had a variation of this. You can see it's just a cheap paper calendar from Target. They had other ones. She had one that she put all over her wall because she had a wall in her office. I don't have a wall. So I'm just putting it on a clipboard. But what you do is you track your daily profit. So I have eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and I track each day what the actual profit is after all fees come out, after shipping, after your cost of goods, so that you see exactly how much money you actually made that day. And it's just nice to kind of keep track and see it all in one place. So I've been doing that, and it's been super helpful for actually getting in here and saying, okay, you know what? I only had a $70 day yesterday. I need to get my shit together. So things like that. And then I will screen share with you guys. And this is a spreadsheet that Mark has a Facebook group, and it is called Accounting for Online Sellers. And he provided this for free, which is amazing. So if you look right here, I have my SKU number. So this is where the item's located. If it doesn't have a number, it's just a shoe. And then the item name. And it's weird because sometimes when I copy them over, they're blue and they have a hyperlink to the actual listing, which is cool, but sometimes it doesn't work. So we'll have to figure that out. But you put the sale date in, you put your purchase price, your selling price, and then this generates automatically just from your purchase price. So all the formulas are in here because I know I hate Excel because I can never do the formulas right. So he did it all for you. Then you have your eBay fees, your PayPal fees, your shipping fees. So when you do selling price, you put the shipping cost in there, and then you put your shipping in a separate column, because I didn't realize you had to track your shipping cost last year. So that was a lot of fun math coming off of some reports. Sales tax, which is really helpful because you do have to pay your state anywhere you have Nexus. And then this is your total profit, and it generates automatically for you. And then you have a place for notes. Like if somebody returns something, you can come back in here and add that. If the item was damaged, you can zero it out and write why. And then this is automatic so that you can calculate. But the cool thing about it is that people probably already know this, but if you want to track like your day for your calendar, you just highlight everything from that day. And down here is the sum, so you don't have to add it up. So I discovered that, and it was pretty exciting. But I'm like Excel 101.
So I was going to ask you a question on this spreadsheet. Is that eBay fees just a final value fee?
Yeah, so eBay fees is your final value fees for shipping and your item. And if you had a listing, like insertion fee.
So if there is, for example, if it's longer than 1 month, so like there's 10 cent, sometimes you have a store subscription, so up to a certain amount of listings, it's free. How does this spreadsheet know that?
It doesn't, because you have to put this in. So
okay.
For me, I have 1,000 free listings every month. So if I have to like redo it, I type in the item number.
Okay.
And it'll pull up on the report on eBay, and it'll tell me what the fees were, if there were any like associated listing fees, or if I had to, relist it, anything like that.
And then when you sell the item, do you reuse the SKU for something else?
Yes.
Okay.
So these are not preserved in this is not the only SKU for 472. 472 will become a million different items as it sells. So
Gotcha.
472 is already something else.
Gotcha. And then I think I have one more question on this. What do you do for defects or returns, or how do you factor that into this one?
So for that, I would end up, I haven't had that happen yet, but I do have a pair of boots coming back. So what I would do is I would go, if it's something that they had to pay for, like I have a 20% restocking fee, so they're going to pay me $25 to ship these boots back, plus they're paying return shipping. So for that, I would probably just make another line in here and put how much the restocking fee was as almost like a purchase, but zero cost of goods.
Gotcha.
Just to account for that money that I'm getting. As for a return, I'd probably just zero out like the column and then make a note if it was something that they just returned and put a note over here.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like ideal for that. I'm still working through that, but I don't get that many returns. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Usually if it's my error, I just credit them and I don't refund, or I don't ask for the item back, because it's just, I mean, it's not worth it unless it's something that I paid a lot for. So.
Gotcha. And then the number that you write on your calendar doesn't include mileage or anything like that, right? It's just like the pure profit from the sale.
Yeah, that's just pure profit. I mean, it would be a good idea to add mileage to it, but I'd need a bigger calendar.
Fair enough. Sorry, I have a lot of questions because I have one like this also. And if it is cross-platform, let's say it sells on Poshmark, what do you do?
So I have a separate one for Poshmark only, but you could, if you just wanted to use one, you could just do the fee under eBay fee, and just put like PM in your item name. So you know that it's sold on Poshmark, or Mercari, you could put like MC, and then you just, because it doesn't auto generate your eBay fee.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to put that in. So you can just put your 20% there, and you know over here, or you could color code them. Like you can change the color of the text. So I think I'm going to put them all into one, because right now it's too difficult with 2 different spreadsheets. Plus I have a third for inventory that comes in the door to track it, which is a total pain because I don't like writing it all down. But mostly the most important thing is how much you paid when you sell it. Because on my eBay thing, I'm using that custom SKU that you talked about.
Mm-hmm.
So that's been really helpful. So I can show you what that looks like. You know what it looks like, but if anybody else wants to know. It's not on all of them, so it's only on the newest ones.
Mm-hmm. I can see it on the right, yeah.
Oh, yeah. So,
I see the new one.
Yeah. So like here, it's where it is, how much I paid, where I bought it, and when I bought it.
Gotcha.
So that's going to help, because then if this doesn't sell until December, I can go back and put that in. I won't have to remember that it was $5 at Goodwill.
No, that's smart.
That's what I did last year. I was like, it was all in my memory, and eventually it gets really hard to remember when you get thousands of items.
And it's also going to let you know how to accept an offer. Yeah.
And how long it's been sitting too. So, if this doesn't sell by June and somebody starts, lowballing me, I might get rid of it just to move it. So
I have a question regarding Poshmark. I think Poshmark is fee netting, right? So if you sell something for $20, you get 16 right off the bat, right? They take 20% off of it. So does it in your account show $20 sales, but you receive 16? Is that how it shows up?
Yeah, you mean under like the sales part of it?
Right. So I'm trying to determine if it's easy to, or is this just a net amount?
Well, it shows the total, but then when you click on it, it shows the net.
Okay, perfect. So then that would be good, because I think that revenue is good to show. Like you had $20 in sales, but you only received 16, because then that $4 is good. And then there's no, like you're not paying that with a credit card, right? It's just deducted from that.
Yeah. So like, for example, I just sold something the other day that was $13. So I got $10.05. So it automatically just takes out the fee. You don't have to pay it to anyone.
Okay.
But the thing with Poshmark is you have to account for sales tax for your state. They don't do that. So when you sell something, you kind of have to pay attention to where it went.
Got it. And then on let's say something sells on Poshmark and the shipping is a flat rate, right? Is that included in your revenue?
No.
It's not?
It's totally separate. So what you would do is you would put your purchase or your selling price, like say I sold something for 20 plus shipping. So I would put 20 here and shipping would be 0.
Right. But I'm saying like there is revenue somewhere. So Poshmark's reporting tax on that?
They're reporting all of the tax. I thought originally it was kind of like when I used to sell in person at like First Fridays downtown, and I would run off of someone else's business license. So I would give them a 20% commission and they would pay the taxes on anything sold. But I found out that that's not how it is. You still have to pay sales tax on purchases that are made in your state, but Poshmark takes care of the shipping and anything like that. So their revenue is separate from yours. It's not a commission, even though it seems like it is.
Gotcha. So it's $20 plus $6.95 for shipping, but you're only going to report revenue of 20.
Yes.
Even though the customer. Okay.
You don't see the shipping money ever.
Gotcha. So it's different than eBay, where you report the full amount and subtract everything out of it. Okay. That
because
sounds.
They're paying Poshmark, not you, so you don't have to disclose that you had shipping cost because you never see that money.
That's interesting. So internally, it's like two separate transactions. And they never pay exactly $6.95 for shipping, I'm sure. So it's always one way or the other, most likely, unless they really do pay that flat rate for everything.
The only way you would do any accounting on your end is if you discounted the shipping through like an offer. So if somebody bundles something and you want to send them a shipping discount, then you would count that discount as part of your, like, as a fee.
Gotcha. Okay. That makes sense.
Very
weird. Cool. So in here, what were you doing to differentiate it? You were using M or PM or something?
Yeah, so I have a separate spreadsheet. It's exactly the same, except it doesn't have eBay and PayPal. It just has Poshmark and Mercari. But what I think I'm going to do is just like next to this, if this sold on Poshmark, I would just put PM or like highlight it and color code it.
Would you consider adding a column? I have a column that's a different platform. What do you think?
I could do that, but I don't know how to change the Excel.
Gotcha. Okay.
I don't know how to do it. If I, like the other day, I screwed this up and this number turned red and it wasn't doing the math. And I had to go up here and look at a different one and copy and paste and try to figure it out, because I've never had to do Excel other than just like using the columns as is, no equation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been over 16 years since I was in college and used a spreadsheet.
So is this only things that have sold?
Yes.
And then the things that have not sold are not in any spreadsheet. They're just live in your inventory.
They're supposed to be in a spreadsheet, but I buy so much stuff at one time that it's really hard. So my plan is to actually try to track it, because right now it's all in my head and I have a really good memory for it. But like I said, I started forgetting after I got above 1,200 items.
Makes sense. It was very hard to keep track of that many items in your head. Cool. All right. No, that's very cool. I think everyone, for the most part, I want to make a point that the almost every single store that I talk to has a custom system for whatever they do. You know, because some people don't sell on Poshmark, some people sell on 5 different platforms. So you're gonna have to most likely make your own.
Yeah, and I'm also gonna have to switch this up and probably color code, because I also have a second eBay account that I just started for men's and hard goods. So I'm gonna have to put that in here, but color code it so I know that it came out of that account.
So to add a column, just so you know, you can hit the column, like hit the letter B. You can click it and then you can insert.
Oh. See?
Be careful. Don't break it. Undo that. No, click out of it first. There you go. Now
I'll say,
oh my God.
With that though, if you add a column in, it's going to shift over the formulas that are doing the totals, because the formulas are generally set up to pull stuff from like C1 and D1. But if you add another column, it's still going to be looking for C and D1, but they're going to be moved over, so the numbers may differ.
It's supposed to shift it. Like if, for example, if the Gwen were to add a column in between A and B and it pulls from C1 or whatever, it should automatically update the formula to D1. But maybe not. Maybe don't mess with this. But normally when you could add a column in there and adjust it. But I do think there's one thing that needs to be added in here, which is a specific item SKU. Like the SKU shouldn't be the location. The SKU should be an individual number, like 0001, 0002, the transaction number.
Oh, okay.
That way you can differentiate, because otherwise you're going to have the same SKU for multiple items in the future. So,
okay.
But yeah, then this is relatively good. I will release my spreadsheet also for people to take a look at. It's very similar, except for I also have best offer in here, because I want to know, like, that let's say I'm asking $20, but I'm willing to accept 17 or 18 or 16. I want to know that I have best offer available, so I can predict how much money I have in the future, versus like a lot of people, I think, overestimate how much stuff they have in their store, which can be scary. especially if it never sells because you have a price $5 too high, you know?
Yeah. So what I usually do for that is I just calculate, because eBay fees with PayPal with my top rated seller discount is like 13.8%. So I just calculate a straight 15%. And I'm like, okay, if I took 15% off and then took off the price of the item,
You'll
how
be
much
safe.
would I be making to be safe? And then I can kind of know, like, do I really want to take it or do I want to wait? Because that's kind of the way that I do it in my head.
So what do you guys think? How do you guys handle your bookkeeping? It's not my favorite topic, but it's very relevant. Dave, do you guys use anything different than what you just saw?
We're actually still trying to find a system that works well for us. Moving into this year, Megan is very into the Happy Planner craze. So we have a particular one for budgeting, and we're keeping all of our receipts and logging all that information in there for now. But I think I am going to go ahead and take a look at this spreadsheet. It definitely seems something that I turned to her when it came on, and we both really like it there. So we definitely need a better system for that.
Noelle, what do you do?
Yeah, this past year I used GoDaddy Bookkeeping, which I love because it lets you download everything from PayPal and eBay and Amazon. But I am going to switch over to what Gwen just showed us. Actually, I should start that this week so I don't get behind. Because GoDaddy doesn't, that I know of, have a way to track the cost of goods per item, and I haven't been tracking that. And I know that's important. And I also wanted to mention that the girls and I from Resellerfam are going to start, like, we set up a day to do bookkeeping together, and I think that's a good idea for other people to be accountable to your bookkeeping, because it's so hard. So it's sit down, like listing and shopping and all that is so easy to do and get in a routine with. But if you set a day to do your accounting each week so you don't get behind, I think that will set you up. And now's the best time to start because it's January. So
Yeah, definitely. I will say one thing that's helped me is I try to just print one time a day, and I use the multi-order thing. And then what I do is I print out the receipt for the shipping, and that's why I shift all my stuff from inventory to sold. So I have every single item I have in one spreadsheet, which is kind of complicated because it's a lot. And then when it's sold, I just move it into January through December. So I have 12 other spreadsheets, one for every single month. When it sells, I move it over. That way I can track what I have, everything, and then also per month, so I can do taxes monthly. But I'm almost to the point where I know my profit loss daily. I think it's not to the point, like I don't write it down like Gwen, but I think that would be fantastic. I've seen a few other resellers post that way, because then you kind of know what are you actually making. And then obviously you want to have what you're making above what you spend on new inventory, so you have some money to live eventually. I have a difference, because a lot of people I noticed spend more than they actually net, and that's a very bad recipe. So you want to get and if you can get to the point where your let's say, for example, you have $500 a day in sales and your profit is 200, and you spend 200, then your store is going to grow exponentially. You can always spend 200. So let's just say if you had a goal 5 days a week to spend $1,000, and you finally get the $200 profit, then you can finally start taking some money out, because all the money you make over $200 profit, now you can pocket that or use it for taxes. But make sure you guys really pay attention, because I've seen a lot of people get in trouble. And frankly, I'd say a lot of people that I watch on Instagram and YouTube do not pay taxes at all. So be careful, because they will find you. All of the information is literally documented electronically. You can't run. Let's see, what's $6 a month? Oh, My Cost Pro. I think that's only available for PC. That is a good tool. I've seen it. It looks okay. But also, you guys do not have to track line by line. Just letting you guys know, the IRS really only cares about total costs and total revenue. So whatever goes into your PayPal account, say it's 20 grand, and you use one credit card, and the bill at the end of the month, 16,000. You could just subtract it that way. That's not the proper way, because you can only count inventory that is actually sold. or depending on your accounting method. I'm not a CPA and I don't play one on the internet, but I just think that you guys need to make sure. Also, one other question I always get is, what is the tax on what's the cost of goods sold on something that I own? Usually, let's say I sold this water bottle for $10 and the market's $10 and I already own it. Let's say actually the market is $5, but I bought it for 10. And I sold it for 5, but the market is 5. That's what the cost of goods sold would be the market, because that's when you donate something, you usually get what Goodwill would sell it for. So again, that's not the same in every state, but you can't donate a suit that sells at Goodwill for 7 right off 100. Doesn't work that way. It's the actual market value. So be careful on that. But if you're just getting started, sell stuff around your house, make sure you keep track. Don't get behind. I like that comment. The more you pay in taxes, the more you make. That's true. I like to pay more in taxes than most normal people. I don't know if that makes sense. I want to pay as much tax as possible.
Yeah, see, I haven't paid any of my taxes for last year but I have all the money. So I'm just about to send them like $20,000 and hope that that's enough.
Yeah,
I think that's more than enough.
That's what I calculated. So
yeah, and you have to
30%.
And I think it's also good to have separate accounts that it goes into separately. That would be great. If you can put some money in the savings, and ideally you don't know about that account or you have no access to it. I think that's the best way of doing it, because otherwise you can figure out how to live on less money usually. Let's see. How do you pay taxes after you file? You can write a check, or if you've been paying quarterly, you can just go, I'm about to file my taxes in the next couple of weeks. Let's see here.
I also want to say, so because I panicked the first year I paid tax, like did my taxes for it, and I had to set up a payment plan. So like worst comes to worst and you don't have enough money. I know it's not the best thing to do, but you can set up a payment plan to pay it monthly if you kind of screwed up the first year, if you're a beginner or whatever and didn't do it right.
Absolutely. Don't worry. Don't panic. The government is not like lenient, but they will, they're definitely, if you talk to a CPA, you can work it out. Even if you're a couple of years behind, go talk to a CPA. There's nothing to be ashamed of. That's literally, I think, the most important thing. Eventually, all of us want to funnel this money into stuff. I mean, other than making profit, your next biggest goal should be to reduce your taxes. Can't escape them. So this is why a lot of people donate so much at the end of the year. One more thought also, this is probably the best time to get donations. Everyone's trying to get those write-offs before the end of the year. My Goodwill stopped accepting donations pretty much the entire month. They have no room. So it's a good time to go in there and bulk buy, wait for a while. The market's also going to be flooded for a little while, and also summer's a slow time. So hopefully you guys are putting away money, squirrel away some money, because I know for sure it's going to get rocky in the summer, especially with all these new resellers. So be careful. Should you be making customers pay sales tax in your state? Probably. It depends on what state that you live in. But most likely, yes.
Yeah, you have to actually check with your state because every state is different. But like for me, I have to have a tax license for Arizona, and I have to charge them tax, and I have to reserve that tax money separately, and then you have to pay your state. You're responsible for it, and it's anywhere you have nexus. So if you own a property in another state, you also have a responsibility for that state as well. So that's the thing. That the one question I wonder is if you have a business in another state, are you technically, we should be charging tax on anything that's out of Maryland as well, right? For Resellerfam.
Well, no, it just like it's a lot of it has to do with where the items are physically stored.
Okay.
If you have a separate entity, it's not related. And you also cannot cross businesses. If your eBay business is super profitable, but you have a hot dog stand that loses money, you can't mix it together and not pay tax. That's not
what
a thing.
I thought.
They're
then
completely
somebody got me all
separate.
worked up because I was like, wait a minute, like I don't own property there, so it wouldn't technically be an issue. But
Drummer is asking if there's any tips for FBA. I guess for me, the tip for FBA is to keep it separate. So like I withdraw that into a different bank account because just to keep it separate. So FBA is great. It's like kind of like money that you push out, you send it away. So it's kind of like an unofficial savings account is the way I treat FBA. And also I'm going to start Poshmark in this next week. And I kind of feel like I should forget how to withdraw money out of it and just see what happens at the end of the year. Does my money expire if I leave it in the Poshmark account?
No.
And there's no fee to take it out?
No.
Okay. Does it take a while? Do I have to wait till they get it or something, or how does it work on the payment?
Yeah. So like when you ship the item, it takes, once they get it, they have 3 days to accept it. If they don't accept it within 3 days, then it automatically credits you. But the thing about Poshmark and Mercari is you have to do the work because they don't send you a report with how much you made. There are no ways to run reports on there. There's no way to track it. So the bad part is that if you don't pay attention, it's going to be a hell of a time trying to figure it out. But if you do, you could technically not report it because there's no real way to track it. That's the thing about Poshmark. But then you risk, having consequences for that. So I know some people are like, oh, I don't track it because like they don't send me a 1099. So, but they still have a record of it. You still have money coming into your bank account.
Yeah, that's true. So I recommend everybody, you're responsible even if you make $1 profit. So just the IRS knows if you're a relatively small fish, they probably have bigger fish to fry. But once those fish are fried, they will find you. So do not do it. Do not hide. Let's see. Also, I don't think you guys should be afraid of paying tax. Like you should. Like somebody has to pay for all this stuff that people use. So like the roads and schools, I don't mind. So I really just want to be more abundant. Change your mentality from hating on the tax man. I know some people consider it theft. I don't consider it theft. I just consider it a necessary evil. We live here. So let's see. Music channel. Poshmark. Does Poshmark send it by check or direct deposit?
You can do either, but you have to pay for the check.
Oh, you have to pay for the check. Okay. So yeah, guys, if you're in the chat and you want to hop in for the last couple of minutes, the link I'll put in the chat right now. And if you guys want to hop in, just make sure that you are wearing clothes, pajamas are higher, and you have headphones. And ideally, you would be on Wi-Fi so that we can hear you crisply. We're going to have this call every single Sunday night into our event in Kansas City, which is super exciting. We did drop the price from $350 to $200 to make it more affordable. As you guys know, we are flying in 10 speakers. So if you really want to learn how to grow everything, social media, if you want to learn how to sell on multiple platforms, this is going to be an awesome opportunity to meet everyone. All of us met at a live reseller event, so it's a really good opportunity to meet people. Let's see here. Contact Poshmark and they'll send you a report of every item you've ever sold. Did you guys know that?
No, I just saw that. She says they don't charge for checks, but I haven't ever requested a check since I started years ago. But years ago, I think they did because if you go to Redeemable and do check request, yeah, see, it's different. It used to be $5 for a check.
Is it free now?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's exciting.
I hadn't looked for a check since I started like in 2013. So
I wonder if you could do that.
Deposit back then. But I wouldn't want to wait for a check. I want my money now.
Oh, snap. We got Wade coming in the chat. Pretty exciting. Wade's Ventures. Wade, what is up? You're on mute. Oh, we lost him. Wade is gone. He came and he went just like the wind. But yeah, guys, every week we're going to get together 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time and just chat about reseller life. If you've decided to make this your profession, join us. And I think everyone should have an eBay store, even if you have a full-time job, because why not? It's just a way for you to flip cool stuff, rearrange stuff in the universe, provide value for somebody. Oh, Wade's back. Let's see. Hopefully he can hop in. Wade, you're here. Do you want me to unmute you? All right, you're unmuted. What's up? Talk to us about your week.
What's going on, guys?
Yep.
Wow, I can't see the chat. This is really weird.
Yeah.
So my week is really good. I've really been focusing getting I'm roughly 2,200 listings now. So my goal is to be 2,500. I did a lot of drafts last 2 days. So taking a little time off my corporate job and got a lot going on.
You are?
Oh yeah. Only 2 weeks. So
2 weeks.
Nothing too special. But yeah, I'm ramping up. I don't know if my goal is 8 months from now, I would love to consider going full time. So
what does that look like for you?
Well, right now I'm putting in 50 hours a week. And then I've got YouTube, eBay, and just, kid on the way. So I really like the fact that I can do eBay full time, make it a good living, and hang out with the 2 kiddos. It's appealing to me. So it's getting that time.
No, and I think definitely for your channel, you should add in the kid element, because that's probably my most requested question is from parents usually get shit done. They're just like, how do I clear up a little bit? How do I parent faster? So I don't know, but that is the question that I get most commonly. How do I arrange it? And the only thing I've heard that works is just do it when your kids are asleep or gone.
It's tough, and but he's photogenic. He looks good on YouTube. So we're gonna have to get it done real quick. I love the Destroyer family name. That is awesome. That is really cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's exciting. But yeah, it's going really well, Chris. And we gotta get together and do another video soon. So we'll go.
We should do a series. I'm happy to do it. I would love to do one that helps parents. That's the demographic I have the least experience with. I'm just like, just take them with you when you thrift. And they're like, that doesn't work that way. And I'm just like, have them help you list, but apparently they don't. So I don't know.
No. It was funny. The other day I walked into his room and he had Ashley's phone, and he was like looking at some cool stuff on there. And I'm like, man, he's going to grow up pretty quick. And I think, eventually I want him to have his own YouTube channel when he gets big enough, so it's a really exciting time we're living in.
For sure. How old is your son?
He is 1 year, 3 months.
Holy crap!
He's a baby, and then
he's a baby.
Yeah, we've got another 6 months. You guys don't want to hear about this anyways in the chat. I can't even see it, but
no, this is important.
Yeah, it's important. I like it, and you guys notice I have clothes on too, so it's dressed for the attire here. It's looking good.
I want to have between 2 and 6 in the next 6 years.
Oh my gosh, you would
probably 2.
It changes your life. You drive a little slower when you go to the thrift stores. So probably. Yeah.
I still need someone to film me trying to thrift with kids. I think I can fill up a whole van and keep them all entertained, but we'll see. It may not be that easy.
Don't tempt me. I'll drive up there.
You can borrow ours.
There you go.
Can't wait. I want to try. Apparently they don't listen. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I do think that it's pretty cool these days with kids growing up in e-commerce. A lot of kids know how to sell things on eBay. I went to a kids flea market that was run by, 6 to 10-year-olds, and they know how to look up solds. So it's scary out there in the world of being a kid these days. I think that they are so sharp with the technology, and they don't know that there's any limits.
I get super excited when you interviewed, I forgot her name. She was 14, but it is super cool to find awesome resellers in the community, especially Instagram, that are selling at that age. I mean, it's really cool. When I was in school, they really didn't teach. I don't think they did a good job on business, public speaking, the value of a dollar, and it's really cool to see youngsters out there doing it. So
yeah,
cool to own a business now.
No, that was Julia. She's 14. She says she does her homework, 10 listings, and then kid stuff. And I was like, when I was interviewing her, she's like, I pay my tithing. I save 10% of it. I'm like, how do you know these things? But her parents are entrepreneurs, and they told her that. And she uses terms like, I'm a kid. I don't have any overhead. And I'm like, how do you even know this? I didn't even consider overhead as a child. It was just like granted that I didn't have to pay rent or anything. But Who knows? Maybe if you're running a business out of your parents' house as a preteen, your parents start charging you rent for the space for your eBay store. What kind of space do you have there, Wade?
So I'm actually, as you guys can see, let me, I don't know how well this camera's doing. So I filled up the trailer full of shoes now, and I've got about 100 or so tubs.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going really well. Here in Oregon, the real estate's actually quite cheap. So I'm thinking about doing like a little bit of a side warehouse soon. It's probably about 8 months out.
Gwen, how's your space? Is it filled up?
Well, we filled one storage room, and it's not like full where you can't walk in it. It's just full with having it accessible to everything. And I'm about to rent a second one just for hard goods and move all the hard goods over there so I can have more room for clothes. So that'll be happening this week because I need to get stuff out of my house. We're going to do some remodeling and can't remodel and have all this stuff everywhere.
Sounds good. Noelle, what's your space look like? Looks like you're in the thick of things there.
Yeah, I'm in it. I'm out of space currently. Like that wall is all bins, and then I have photography.
Ooh.
And then shipping. I don't know if I'm showing it. Am I showing boxes?
Yep.
Okay. So I have like half a room, and I gave the kids game room space on the other half, and now I'm real mad about it because I want that space over there for me, not them. So if I was thinking, I would have taken that space, but I wasn't thinking big back then, and now I am, and I want it, but I don't know what to do. I'm out of space.
Dave, how's the space situation?
We're doing good with it. We almost have all of our listed inventory out of our apartment, which we'll be very thankful for. I think we're only down to our last like 6 or 8 tubs. And we have everything in a storage unit right now. And thankfully we planned ahead and we just bought the biggest storage unit they have. We have all of our personal stuff in the back. And right now all of our inventory is just on pretty much one side. So we have a lot of open space to expand that, as well as to set up like a little workstation for when we pick things up. So far, good. We'll see how that goes.
So oh, sorry, Chris. Are you taking the photos at home and then, or how does that work out?
Yeah, we have a photo area set up in our bedroom, and then we'll get it prepackaged up once it's all listed and then assigned to a tote. And then we'll bring it to the storage unit, and either we'll filter them out, whatever totes have space in them. And then we'll make sure that that letter gets attached to, we'll give it a number first, and then we'll bring it to the unit and say, tote H has a lot of room, and we'll put it in H and make sure we add that onto it in the listing when we come back.
I was had a question. Gwen, you have hard goods and clothing. Is it 2 separate stores?
Well, right now it's all in one, but I'm running out of listings every month. So that's why I opened a second one, because there is no store between the premium and the anchor. And I don't feel like shelling out $300 and some for an anchor store, because I don't think I can get to 10,000 listings quick enough to make it worthwhile. So I opened a second account, and right now it's not even a store. It's going to just start, from the basic and then go to the basic store, then the premium, and then hopefully eventually I'll have an anchor store once, I get more. But I think it's really hard to have an anchor store without having employees.
It's true. It's quite difficult. If you have, let's just say 3,000 items, which is like when it starts to make sense for an anchor store or more, it's very challenging. Very few people can get from like 1,000 to 3,000 without help, just because there's so much stuff, so much space required. And a lot of people get discouraged because on the way from 1 to 3,000, you may not be more profitable. You might make the same amount of money until you get all the systems created near 3,000 plus. So if people are in the chat, if you guys are struggling getting to that next step, don't worry. It's tough moving from potentially your garage to a separate facility, maybe a full-time photographer or helper. That's like literally thousands of dollars sometimes in extra expenses.
Yeah, so we're going to rent the 2 storage units temporarily, but our goal is to buy a house and then run the business out of that house and pay the rent on it, the mortgage. So eventually we would live there possibly, but it's cheaper than renting a warehouse. So
Wait,
And
do
you're
you
not
have
throwing
a?
away your money.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
true.
because I'm not, that's kind of my thing is like, if I just rent a warehouse, it's not mine. I'm just, burning up $600 to $800 a month. Whereas if I buy a property, then I can rent it later when we get bigger, or if, we need to live there, we can. But that's kind of the goal for this year, is to buy a house for my
Wait,
inventory.
have you ever considered having two different stores for two different types of items?
If I was full time, yes, but right now, I mean, I have top rated seller, obviously, and I have the feedback, and I've got the one store going. I feel like it would take a while to get two stores going, and get top rated and get enough feedback to where you're not worried about it. My store is public, so I did think about doing like maybe a private eBay store eventually, but who knows? We'll see. I'm pretty excited though. I possibly will soon, so I thought about it though.
I have a private, two private. One is 100% new with tags women's clothing. So that one I'm focusing on wholesale, closeout, stuff like that. So I don't share because literally you could just Google and order the same stuff as me. So that's why I don't share that store. But that store also has a girly name that matches that store. So for example, if I was Chris's Auto Parts, I wouldn't also sell dresses. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But if you're going to do some marketing and try to drive people to it, have your Instagram match your store name and do it that way. I would keep it separate. You wouldn't sell baby formula in a dress store either if that was your purpose. But for most of us, like the Low Key Husky, I chose that name because it's not tied to anything, and it can be an everything store. Most people, an everything store is not going to harm you.
And that baby formula is no joke.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's so expensive.
So
I actually violated eBay policy. I hate to admit. I sold one that was like 3 weeks from expiration. It has to have at least a month. I did not realize that. So now I know. And I also sold it for cheap, got a good feedback because the person was able to get it at a great deal. But I think I need to have at least 30 days. Didn't know that. So now I know.
yeah, it's I know we spend unfortunately we had to go that route, and I'm really worried that the second baby is going the same way because it's like $32. And sometimes they're more, so they get expensive. And imagine you $32, 4 times a month. So it's crazy.
No, that is expensive.
Yeah.
Let's see here. There's a lot of people in the chat. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Please hit the like button if you are here, and it'll help us get more people to the chat. Do you guys use a drafting table for flat lay or a flat table? How do you guys take your photographs if it's not a mannequin?
We just hang ours. Oh, sorry.
No, you're fine.
We just hang ours. We do want to get a flat lay setup, but just with our situation in the apartment, we just don't really have the space for it unless we were to do something like on our bed. But I think once we do have everything, all of our inventory fully out, we'll be able to explore those options a bit more.
Okay. Noelle?
Yeah, I have a paper backdrop that rolls down, so I just roll it all the way out across the floor and do that. I don't have back issues, so I don't really need a drafting table, but I know when Matt was taking pictures, he had back issues and couldn't do that. So I think he would have benefited from a drafting table.
How come you don't have back issues? Yoga?
Yes, all the time.
Because I don't have back issues either. So, but I can see how it would cause issues for people.
Mm-hmm.
I use a drafting table that tilts so my photographer can adjust, but most of the time he just does it on the floor, which I think is faster. If you just roll it all the way down, you can get the pure white. Gwen?
I don't do flat lays anymore. I used to, but it's too much work. I can't get Sean to do them. So he's like, he has back issues. I have back issues. So I get it, but we just do hanger, mannequin, and then the light box for everything else that fits in there, which is nice because you can just sit at a desk.
Is that in your Amazon store on your link tree?
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you want an awesome light box that fits, I do all my kids' clothes that are, like baby stuff. Most of my hard goods, shoes, and like swimwear, that kind of stuff, all in the light box. And it's great. I actually want to challenge myself because we want to take a road trip this summer. And since it packs flat, we're going to try to go on a road trip and take that with us and list from the road, but I can only buy stuff that fits in the box. So that's going to be a challenge because I'm going to take a trailer and drive around the country again.
Wow, I love that idea. Only fits in your photo box.
Yeah. So then we'll have a shipper here to ship everything every day. But then for buying new stuff, I can only buy stuff I can fit in the light box.
Do you have a YouTube channel, Gwen?
I don't yet. I don't know.
Okay.
I will start one eventually.
I just want to make one more point real quick, which is all of you need to sign up for the Amazon Influencer Program. You should be instant approved because right now they're being very lenient with it. And then you can just have one link to everything in your Amazon store instead of multiple links. And then anything in your store, you'll get a commission on. So you should apply for that if you haven't already. Amazon Influencer Program is awesome.
So there's those of you who don't know, it's kind of spendy, but if you do a lot of flat laying, there's this company out there called Evo Desk. And Evo Desk is a sit and stand desk that I think is probably the best one you can buy. You can add a lot of stuff to it, but you can kind of get the basic version. And not only for your work desk, but flat laying, it's amazing. It's amazing. EvoDesk.com. They're actually gamer desks that you can buy. So they're really cool.
I have an autonomous desk that moves up and down that I'm on right now. It's pretty fun. I have there. How expensive is the Evo Desk?
I bought 3 of them. I've got one. Ashley's got one. My mom, I bought her one, and I paid $1,700 per desk. But there's some out there you can purchase their basic up and down, and then remember, which height you want it at, and those are like $400 or $500. But you can add a bunch of stuff to it. But $400 or $500 to help out your back, and just overall standing is good for your health. And I believe, obviously, that's one thing that I've really focused on last year, and I'm doing this year is my health. Not eating crappy or as bad as I used to. I think it's really helped. I'm not as lethargic. I can do more. So.
I think that's a really good hack. It's all about how much energy you have. You can manage your energy instead of your time. You can do more you can only do more per hour. You don't get more hours. I have 2 autonomous desks, and they're about $200. But they're no frills. It's just basically a tabletop that goes up and down electronically. You also build your own for free, but I do like the versatility of it. I'm gonna have to pick up 2 more so I can outdo you, Wade, and have 4 standing desks. It's completely unnecessary.
One day I'm gonna show you guys my my office. It's like a space station. I've got I think 7 monitors and 2 TVs. It's crazy.
Gwen, people are asking what kind of light box you use.
Can I put the link in there?
Sure.
I'll follow up with that. That light box is awesome. We have the same one. Absolutely love it, especially moving in like the hard goods and things like that. It does a really good job.
Yeah, it's my favorite thing. I don't know how I lived without it. I put everything that fits in there.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work?
The link doesn't
What?
work.
Oh, I thought you meant the light box.
Oh, I was like, what? It's right behind me. It totally worked. It's not working. I don't know. Maybe it won't let me because it's Amazon. I don't know. It's
Joel,
on my. If you go to my IG, it's in the top of the link tree. It's the Amazon link.
Okay. Joel, you're fashionably late.
I am, and I'm in full fashion as well.
Perfect. So we just wanted to ask, how's your week on eBay been, and how's 2018 so far?
My daughter has had a fever of 104 for 48 hours.
Oh no.
But today I've done $450.
Oh snap.
Yay.
Killing it.
Yeah, killing it. But that was only 3 sales.
Even better.
Shoot.
Mhm.
It's gonna be
And they'll
funny.
probably
Though.
all get returned the day I'm having.
And Chris, when you get a kid, it's gonna be funny to see if you're 10K on the bay or if you're 2K on the bay, because there's just so much attention.
I can't
Oh,
wait.
I
I
know.
can't wait to have a kid. I think it's
I can't wait to watch you have a kid.
I know. I'm just gonna play with it all day. It's going to be really annoying, I know for sure. So when I have it, it's
It'll
just going
be
to be
great.
all
It'll be
I've
It'll
been
be
talking,
fun.
I've been making fun of parents for way too long. So
You
mine's
know
going to be a
what?
handful
It's
handful
gonna
for
be
sure.
awful because I made fun of parents too, especially when I was a flight attendant. I was like, "Shut your kid up! My kid will never do that." I ate my words.
It's all payback.
I'm still eating them.
Gwen, I want to ask you, what does the Rollo universal label holder do?
The label holder,
Yeah.
it's for if you use the round labels. So you have two
Oh.
choices. I don't use the round labels, but this little rod, you put the labels on it and then it pulls through automatically. The other part is if you don't want to use the round, you can just set them in there flat and it keeps them from getting tangled because it like feeds each one individually. You don't need it, but I bought it, so I put it on there in case I ever want to use the round. The round are cheaper, I think, than the flat labels.
Okay. I might try a Rollo because occasionally I have issues with my Dymo. So
I've had zero issues with my Rollo.
I
Gwen
know.
loves her Rollo.
I know you love your Rollo, so I might consider just trying it because the
There.
Dymo looks cool. But what about you, Wade? Which one do you use?
Oh man, Rollo all the way. Do you guys?
Are you serious?
Yes. Let me see if I can show you. Let me see. Sorry, it's a little messy in here. Oh, there it is.
Oh, snap.
So it's I've had zero issues, none, and I do the rolls. So yeah, they're amazing. And like I said, zero issues. I had one issue at the very beginning. That was just because it was printing off the labels really like thick. You probably had the same issue. And then I had to download some patch or something and it fixed it. But other than that,
Yeah, but if you email them, they're back to you within like an hour. Like their customer service is amazing. And they have a phone number with actual live people.
Does Dymo not have that?
No.
Okay.
It's so hard to get a hold of somebody with Dymo.
I haven't had any issues with my Dymo to need to call someone, but I got the Dymo Twin because of sending stuff into Amazon too. But now you can. There's so many things can do the manufacturer SKU that it wasn't even worth it because I don't even have to hardly label anything for Amazon anymore. So
I wonder if the labels are cheaper for Rollo.
Gwen would know.
Gwen?
They are. They're cheaper and you can use any label. It doesn't have to be the Rollo brand. Like Dymo has to be their brand, as far as I know.
See, that's the issue that I have. I never buy the Dymo brand. So it always takes some time to get it to work. But if I use the Dymo labels, it never has any issues. But since they cost 10 times as much as the generic ones.
These can take any generic labels. I buy the Rollo ones just because they're not that much. But if I really wanted to look into it, I could find cheaper ones. You could find a roll. If you do FedEx shipping, they have FedEx has free labels that you can get from them, and they run through the Dymo. So there's a lot of good perks about it. I don't know. I love it.
Dymo labels are half off on Amazon right now.
Of course, after I bought some the other day.
Oh no.
They just came today.
Oh no.
That's fine. I'll just buy some more because I'm actually running through them really fast now, selling, more items.
Yeah, I am too. And I put them on my subscribe and save on monthly, and it makes them a little cheaper too.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right.
So what else do you want to know from me? What'd you ask me? My goals? How was eBay? What else?
I was gonna ask how 2018 is doing for you.
It's great, really. Aside, like I'm tired. Like Betsy's been up since. I mean, she hasn't slept really in 2 days, but it's been good considering I've been working. We all have been working really hard on the event, so my store has been slacking. But even with not being able to list like I normally do or would, I'm still getting daily sales, and so if I just need to get back to listing, and it'll be good. Because my store's lower than it's been in probably a year, but it's still going fine. I'm running a sale right now just to try to make Cassini not mad at me. But with those, I'm happy today because of those couple large sales. But I'm gonna plan on. Oh gosh, there's no school tomorrow. I'm gonna list 25 items tomorrow. The kids, I don't know, whatever. They can play on the iPads. I'm gonna do it.
Awesome. Well, let's end with what we want to do this next upcoming week. Gwen, do you want to start? Do you have any goals for this week?
My goals are to list 50 items a day because I'm going to Colorado in a week and a half and I want to buy more stuff. So I need to get at least 300 listings up before I go.
And where are you at now?
With the number that I have up?
Yeah, how many listings?
It dropped. It's 1,182.
Okay, and you want to list 300 new?
Yep.
All right, that's a tall order, my friend. Let's go with Wade. Wade, what's going on? How would you like to crush this next week? What's the goal?
Oh man, if only I could. No, I want to. So eBay, I want to finish up. I've got a lot of drafts. So my listing goal for eBay is probably not as ambitious, but I want to finish with 200 next week.
Okay,
So,
200 new listings.
200 new listings. Yep.
That's and what are you at now? 2,100?
Well, I'm actually at like 18, going on 19, but I've got a lot of multi-quantities, so I think I'm at almost 2,300.
Awesome. So maybe 2,000 unique.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good
All right,
goal.
let's do it. Awesome. And if you want either this week, if you like, I can go on your show or you can come on mine. So let's schedule that in there.
Yeah.
Dave, you have that same offer as well. If you want to hop on, we'll do it. Hopefully I can plug your channel a little bit. What's your goal for this week?
I think for listing wise, we want to shoot for about 200 items.
Okay.
I think our overarching goal was that we actually want to hire a photographer this week that we've been toying with since we got our VA working on listings. And now we just want to automate that other half of it to give ourselves that more time to focus elsewhere. So I think that's going to be our big task for this week.
Okay. Noelle?
I'm shooting for 150 with the kids out of school tomorrow. I don't know how much I'll get done.
Wow. Tomorrow's a holiday, by the way. If you guys don't know, it's MLK Day. So there's no shipping, I believe, right?
No.
Mm-mm.
And
Okay.
no school.
No shipping and no school. Exciting.
I'm sadder about that.
And then snow Wednesday. Yay.
Awesome. So I have 750 items in my house that are unlisted. All my listed inventory is already in my garage, but I want to move it all in there and get everything out of my house officially. So that's my goal. I don't even have a listing goal. I just want all the stuff that's unlisted into one
Are you
area.
gonna do 750 this week?
No, I'm just gonna move it into my garage. I'm not even worried about the listing part.
Okay, I was gonna say you could like split that up with me and do some of mine.
But
Fine.
I think so. And also I want to look in the consignment software because I think that's a really cool opportunity for a lot of people right now. I think that most people do not donate stuff under $30, right? I mean, over $30 rather. So if you can set up some kind of a consignment system where it's not a pain in the ass, and there's a program called Price Specter that I want to investigate that automatically decreases the prices of items. So I like that. I want to decrease it till it's gone. I don't mind it. So get the traffic in there. I would love to put that disclaimer every week. My listing is cheaper. Please check back. I would love that. I don't know how to do it, but there's a person that I reviewed that does it. So also until the event, just so you guys know, I'm not charging anymore for store reviews. So if you guys want to have your store reviewed for free, just hit me up and I'll put it in there. Hopefully to generate some interest for the event. Come to Kansas City and see all of us. It's going to be super exciting. eBay is an official sponsor. They're going to come talk to us, meet everybody. It is a super awesome time. Do we have a giveaway?
Tonight?
We don't have a new one.
Okay, no
Oh,
new
we
one.
do?
Sounds good.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, not for this week, but we're
Oh.
going to do it again next week.
Okay, starting tomorrow, right?
Right.
Awesome. So getting super excited to plug that. I should also give away some eBay merchandise when we do that to get it a little bit more of a spark. And then does anybody else have any final thoughts?
The Lister Sisters hit 5,000 followers, so we're going to be doing a giveaway
What?
Yay.
5,000 followers.
when my brain starts working again. We'll so look for a giveaway from the Lister Sister Wives.
Do a giveaway. Dave, where are you guys at for followers?
We are 2,760 something, I think.
And Wade on Instagram?
I'm approaching 7,000 now.
I gotta plug you guys. I'll get over 10,000 because you get the swipe up feature, which I totally underutilize. I need to get that to you guys because it's cool. You can actually, it's a cool article you can send people to.
Yeah, and I would love to give the Destroyer family a shout out. So if you want to reach out to me, or I think, are you on my Instagram? You hopefully, and if you are,
yeah, I do follow. I'll slide into your DMs.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Perfect. It all goes down in the DM, guys. So make sure you're out there networking. Make sure that you're happy. Take care of your health. That's the number one thing. And overall. And we'll see you guys next week. Anybody else have anything to say? We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Crush it.
Later.